My name is Gina L. Osborne, and I'm an Army veteran. I spent 6 years during the end of the Cold War as a counterintelligence agent. I was appointed as an FBI agent, and during my 22-year career, worked everything from Asian organized crime to terrorism. I became the Assistant Special Agent in charge of cyber and computer forensics. And then I came out of retirement and spent 2 years as the Safety and Security Officer at LA Metro. Now I'm here to help you make your Maverick move. Don't just check every box. Break the mold instead. As a woman working in male-dominated arenas, the pressure to prove yourself can be relentless. Early in my career as Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI's largest cyber and computer forensics programs, I saw it firsthand when I asked my male colleagues if they'd throw their hat in the promotion ring. They replied with a resounding absolutely, even if they didn't check every box. But when I posed the same question to the wildly talented women on my team, their answers were hesitant, tentative. If they didn't meet all the qualifications, they were reluctant to apply. It struck me then, meeting every single criterion isn't the sign of readiness. Leadership is. I'd never been a tech wizard, and that was apparent even as I led our cyber team. Later in my career at LA Metro, I stepped into the Chief Safety and Security Officer role with zero transportation background. Yet, both the FBI and the Metro CEO bet on me because I led with vision, courage, and the willingness to tackle the unknown head-on. What we often consider a gap can actually be the spark that sets us apart. In my journey, I discovered that being different isn't a liability. It's your most powerful asset. It fuels creativity by forcing you to ask fresh questions. It builds resilience as you learn to navigate uncharted territory. And it deepens empathy when you lean on collaboration over solo expertise. Maverick leaders don't wait or shrink to fit the mold. They leverage everything that makes them unique. Here's how you can own your difference and lead with full force. Reframe weaknesses as signature strengths. In many cases, the very thing that gives you pause, feeling that you don't check every box on the job description, can become your greatest leadership advantage. When you step forward without perfect credentials, you signal a growth mindset. You're not defined by past accomplishments, but by your willingness to learn and adapt. Rather than hiding your gaps, own them. Frame them as evidence that you'll approach the role with fresh eyes. Ask the tough questions and build expertise on the fly. That confidence in your capacity to grow is far more compelling to decision makers than a flawless resume. Equally important is the diverse skill set you've amassed along the way. Every job assignment taught you something priceless. How to build consensus, how to manage risk, how to translate complex data into clear action. Those are your superpowers. When you sit down to craft your application or prepare for an interview, don't just list duties and dates. Instead, weave a story about how each experience sharpened your emotional intelligence, honed your collaborative instinct, and expanded your strategic vision. By reclaiming your non-traditional background as the source of your unique perspective, you transform what once felt like shortcomings into the very strengths that make you an indispensable leader. Champion your voice even when you're the only one. One of the most powerful ways to own your difference is to have the courage to use your voice and presence boldly. That means speaking up early and often. Don't wait for the perfect moment or a formal invitation. When you share your observations, even and especially if they challenge the status quo, you demonstrate intellectual courage and spark conversations that move the team forward. Equally important is learning to ask the hard questions. Simple yet provocative inquiries like, why do we do it this way, can expose outdated assumptions and open the door to game-changing innovations. When you find yourself the only woman or the outsider in the room, lean into that vantage point instead of shrinking from it. Position yourself at the edge of the table so you're seen and heard, and take charge of the agenda whenever you can. That outsider perspective is your secret weapon. It's easier to spot the unseen paths forward when you're looking in from the edge. By owning every corner of the room, both literally and figuratively, you make it clear that you not only belong, but that you lead with the unique insight only you can bring. Building a coalition of difference begins with finding your allies, mentors, and peers who appreciate diverse approaches, whether they're male or female, veterans or newcomers. These are the people who will challenge you, endorse you, and open doors you didn't even know existed. As you rise, make it your mission to lift as you climb. Sponsor the next generation of Mavericks by inviting them into high-visibility projects, coaching them on how to make their voices heard, and sharing the hard-won lessons that only experience can teach. In doing so, you not only strengthen their journey, you fortify your own network of trust and mutual support, a living demonstration that when you widen the path for others, you pave a broader trail for yourself. Equally critical is creating safe spaces where unconventional ideas aren't just tolerated, they're celebrated. Host brainstorming sessions free from judgment, where the unpolished, out-there suggestions get the same airtime as the tried and true. Encourage your team to take risks without fear of ridicule. Champion small experiments and publicize their learnings, successes and failures alike. By cultivating an environment where innovation thrives, you reinforce the message that being different isn't a barrier, but the bedrock of progress. This is the essence of a Maverick community, a self-reinforcing circle of support and creativity that propels everyone forward. Don't conform to fit the status quo. Challenge the status quo to make space for you. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. Innovate from who you inherently are. When you own your difference, you become the leader who spots opportunities others overlook. You force new paths where none existed before. You create room for those who will follow. Now is your moment to step into your unique power. Stop waiting to check every box and start checking in with your vision, your instincts, and your courage. Lead in a way only you can. And in doing so, you'll widen the path for all the Mavericks who come after you. As Albert Einstein once said, "They who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible." I'm Gina L. Osborne, and this is Making Maverick Moves Declassified. Share, like, and subscribe to get more stories like this one delivered straight to your inbox. Looking for a Maverick community? Become a paid subscriber and join our exclusive chat where you can share your Maverick moves and get input from others in our community and cheer each other on as leaders. And if you want more insights on how to live and lead boldly, tune in to the Making Maverick Moves podcast out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Making Maverick Moves with Gina L. Osborne is produced and edited by Zill Media. Connect with us on social media at ginalosborne.com/makingmaverickmoves. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to Making Maverick Moves wherever you get your podcasts.